Hello and welcome to Commodity Champions. I'm Manisha Gupta. Our focus today is the opportunity for lab-grown diamonds. The Dubai Multi Commodities Center, which is home to more than 30 lab-grown diamond companies, feels that this segment will redefine the industry. A report by the DMCC has touted lab-grown diamonds as the fastest growing segment in the jewelry sector. It showed that the trade in these diamonds grew by more than a whopping 125% in Dubai during 2022. The report finds multiple use cases for lab-grown diamonds, which includes semiconductors, quantum computing, and high technology applications. We are now joined by Ahmed Bin Sulayem, who's executive chairman at the Dubai Multi Commodities Center, to get a better understanding of the potential for lab-grown diamonds and, of course, various commodities that DMCC does. Ahmed, hi, as always, thank you so much for joining us here. 2023 marks the year that DMCC is activating its diamond expertise to support global trade within the lab-grown diamonds. What is your sense? What is the number looking like for lab-growns right now? And what is the outlook?
We've had a good year. It grew up by 126% in 2022 which is, to about $1.5 billion. The global LGD retail sales value has reached $12.24 billion for 2022 as well. The demand is there. It used to be seen as a threat 20 years ago, and some may feel that way today, but I feel it complements the jewelry industry. And I think this is a trend that's going to keep going. It keeps the factory workers busy cutting diamonds. They have a standardized type of rough diamond that they cut, but it's also an important component for microchips, space technology, your phone, your computer, your PlayStation, your games, your electronic games and all that, because it works as I think it's the best semiconductor in the world. So I do feel that because there's a tech demand on it, or industrial demand on it, that I don't think it will be facing the same challenges that happened with the lab-grown emeralds historically.
So, Ahmed, you're saying that on one side, it is a jewelry market that will benefit out of lab-growns, and on the other side, it is the industrial demand that also going to be quite supportive. So what's your sense on the growth and future projections that you see for this trade?
I wish I knew. I can't predict the future, but I do believe that, it is a good option in the US as well. I mean, it's picked up. It used to be 1-2%. I think it's gone up above 10% or more. It's captured a good chunk of the bridal market. The 1 carat, 2 carat diamonds are facing kind of competition when it comes to lab-grown diamonds. Not necessarily colored diamonds, though. But we'll see how it goes. There are specific designs and cuts that you would never do with a natural diamond. I mean, cutting a diamond that looks like a cross or a Star of David or the crescent or any other fancy design. And you wouldn't get that with natural diamonds. There are specific cuts that people go with natural diamonds. Otherwise, they waste too much carats. The industry and the lab-grown diamond industry can afford to become fancy with the designs. One of the advices that I've heard during the lab-grown diamond symposium is to treat lab-grown diamonds as an art, not sell the paint. Focus on the art. You could argue the same with gold and silver. I mean, the silver is utilized for the medical industry tools, and from what I read, antivirals or antibacterial. But on the gold side, it's used in satellites, the F1 racing car for the heats and all that. There is a demand for it. But when it comes to jewelry, it's specific designs. People don't wear gold bars on them. People are not going to wear loose stones on them. So it just needs to be handled in a smart way. I think Dubai Diamond Exchange, I believe, and DMCC were one of the first to welcome lab-grown diamonds. As long as they disclose, we don't have an issue with it. So I think also some of the big players like the Diamond Foundry and others like being established in Dubai and operating out of Dubai because it is, as is the case with coffee, tea, gold, and natural diamonds, it is one of the best redistribution centers in the world.
Ahmed, I also want to talk numbers as well. You told me in 2022 that it had been the most successful year on record for DMCC. How is 2023 looking like?
So just to recap really quick, when we moved into Al Mas Tower in 2008, we were barely over 1,000 companies. And rather than sitting on our hands watching watching the news and getting impacted by the media with doom and gloom mentality, we looked at the opportunities within this challenge, and we actually engaged with businesses in Antwerp, India, other parts of the world, US, and part of our sales pitch is you should set up in DMCC today before the property prices do go up. Now, offices we've sold out in Al Mas Tower, but JLT and DMCC is growing. And when I was talking about property rates, I meant residential, where they can have their senior management work closer to the business today rather than wait when the prices are too high, which is the case today. You can't find space in Dubai, and things are growing. Even Farm Jebel Ali has been reactivated. But back to your question, we were barely over 1,000 companies at that time. But from the global recession onwards, on average, we'd capture year on year 2,000 companies. Now, 2020, which was arguably one of the toughest years that the world has faced, we captured 2,200 companies. 2021, 2,485 companies. And last year alone, 3,049 businesses. Beginning of the year up until now, we have captured over 2,180 companies. I check this almost on a daily basis.
All right, those are big numbers. And as you said, since 2020, we've only seen these numbers grow. What's the total number count as of now?
Over 23,000 businesses. Diamonds and jewelry, almost 3,000 companies. Gold, 1,500. We have 12 AI companies, about 600 businesses in crypto and blockchain, representing about 60 to 70% of the GCC market in the crypto sector. But our leading sector actually is the energy, oil and gas, and renewable sector, where we represent over 3,070 businesses, including names that you would recognize like Reliance, Total, Aramco Trading. I picked up there are a few companies linked to Glencore as well, Total, Trafigura, Litasco, some of the best businesses who also have operations in Switzerland. So Dubai and DMCC has turned into, I think, a modern Switzerland for the Middle East and North Africa.
Well, all the big names there, but apart from the traditional businesses, we do understand that you're also working on solar panels, geothermals. When we talk about energy and look at these ecosystems, how are you looking to house all of these renewables and the other energies within the system?
Well, we've expanded, right? So we built one JLT, G+14. Each floor is about 20,000 square feet, I believe. The columns are with the glass, so it's columnless floors. We've had one of the biggest fertilizing companies that took space there. It's been fully occupied for the past 6 years, give or take. We just moved into Uptown Tower, an 81-story height building, and the offices have been rented out completely with 3 times the waiting list. The Gemological Institute of America has taken 4 floors, largest headquarter outside the US, for their laboratory, their campus, and I believe they will address also colored stones and pearls as well. Now, to answer your question, our members are involved. I mean, we in the construction site of the Uptown District, we have solar panels on the car parks, and turns out to be the largest one in a construction site globally. And that's one of our own DMCC member companies, not one of our own members, called Enerware. So, I engage with them. I just came from Litasco's office, had a nice chat with them. It's exciting what's happening.
It is. I would also want to understand on what is your vision with India going forward. What are the plans? And you've been in India a few times. What has fructified?
I believe I've not been to Bangalore, and I feel I missed out on the tech side, and I want to visit Bangalore. There's a lot happening in India. It's just that I'm tied up with other travels, but my team are there. There was a SIPJO conference in Jaipur. To mention a few of the Indian companies, we moved out of Almas Tower. Valgari took one of the floors. KGK Diamonds took another floor as well, which is worth, I think, $2.1 or $2.2 billion globally. And 49 is a micro business center. For India, I think you'll see, for me personally, I'll be looking at the water industry, maybe a little bit on the energy sector. Obviously, diamonds and gold, jewelry is important. But I think I need to focus a little bit more on the tea side of the business, the coffee side as well. There is coffee production in India, maybe not as famous as the tea business, but there's a lot of interest there. There are future projects that I'm interested to look into. I can't say if it's medium to long term, but you will see more work with the water center, attracting businesses that focus on the water industry, whether they're supplying, whether it's about sustainability, like the Dutch company Hydroloop, that whose slogan is "Use your water twice." They focus on gyms, showers, hotels. So the water comes out of the shower, gets treated, goes back, and is used again rather than being wasted. There's water monetization. I believe India will be involved in that one way or the other, whether it's a product from our side or their side or somewhere in the world. And the idea behind that, once water is monetized and becomes like a major commodity like soybean, fuel oil, gold, once it has a value, you're going to see the same security you see around oil fields, diamond mines, and gold mines. Once that happens, you will see less pollution in reservoirs, less pollution in rivers and other places. And maybe there'll be less need to desalinate water from the sea. Although I always feel that desalinating the water might help lower the water levels from going up. But that's for another discussion. I would say health tech and fintech is an important aspect from India. I think that's not going to end anytime soon. I mean, if the best people in Google, MasterCard are people from India, it's more than just a call center. There's a lot of dependency on India. And today, I mean, who would have thought India today produces all the iPhones? I think that's going to attract even more businesses. So I always keep an eye close on the market changes in India and developments. And also I'm in touch with a lot of the Indian community. There's a wedding that I have to attend in Mumbai, and I can't get away from it. I only requested my friend to allow me to attend one day and travel back. I can't do the 3 days though.
All right. So a lot of plans with India, and we do hope that you can make for that Indian wedding that you just mentioned. Ahmed, as always, great informative conversation. Thank you so much for your time. And with that, we are heading into a short break. But coming up, we speak to Ajoy Chawla of Titan on their latest launches, jewelry trends, and more this festive season.